Hi everyone, welcome to Elvis Presley Past, Present and Future. Glad to be with you again for another week as we continue on with our Elvis journey. We are continuing on with 1974. It was a huge year for Elvis and we're not finished it yet. There'll probably be a number 5 next week on 1974. But there are also a lot of things that I have discovered, I have found out in regards to this week's episode in the Elvis timeline, which I'm going to share with you as well. And also too, I have something that I don't know many of you know, you may do, but we're going to go into that too as to something that happened during one of Elvis's concerts in this section. So let's get on to it. August 5, 1974, Elvis responded to a letter request for a donation to help R&B singer and songwriter Ivory Joe Hunter, who was hospitalized with cancer. Joe passed away on November 8, 1974. Elvis sent a check for $1,000 to the Ivory Joe Hunter Fund in Memphis. Elvis included a letter. I'm very sorry to hear of Joe's illness. I've been a long-time admirer of Ivory Joe and his talent. Please tell Joe for me that I wish him a speedy recovery. Joe is a great talent and has been an inspiration to many artists that I have come along. It hurts me deeply to hear of his condition. I sincerely hope that this check will be of some help. Thank you for letting me know about Joe. Sincerely, Elvis Presley. Joe Hunter was best known for the song Since I Met You Baby. He was billed as the Baron of the Boogie and also known as the happiest man alive. His musical output ranged from R&B to blues, boogie woogie and country music. And Hunter made a name in all of those genres. Uniquely, he was honoured at both the Monterey Jazz Festival and the Grand Ole Opry. Hunter wrote the following songs that were covered by Elvis: My Wish Came True, Ain't That Lovin' You Baby, and I Will Be True. August 14, rehearsals began for Elvis's next Vegas engagement. August 19, Elvis debuts his Summer Vegas series of shows by revamping the entire concert, doing away with the 2001 theme opener and ditching all of his concert mainstays for new covers and bluesier numbers from his back catalogue. Elvis's handwritten note to stage director and personal aide Charlie Hodge and a list of 17 songs, Just Pretend, written twice, also penned in Elvis's hand. These were songs that Elvis wanted to rehearse at RCA's Sunset Hollywood studio during August 1974. This was in preparation for Elvis' summer season at the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel. Elvis would usually write down the songs he required before a rehearsal or a live show and then give them to Charlie Hodge in advance. The press is enthused, but audiences seem cool to the new unexpected change. The next night, the show returns to its tried and true formula. Elvis gave 27 out of 29 scheduled shows at the Hilton Hotel this season. He was fatigued and ill almost every night. Elvis cancelled both shows on August 26. August 19, opening night, he wore the peacock suit. He played for a packed crowd of 2,200 each performance, and on most occasions, there were 2 performances a day. Other suits he wore for this Vegas engagement were the Blue Swirl. He also wore the Turquoise Phoenix. He wore the Pharaoh suit, the 1974 American Eagle suit. And he also introduced 9 new suits to this Vegas engagement. The first lot I'm going to show you are very, very similar. At a quick glance, you think they're all the same suit, but there are slight differences between these first suits. The first one he introduced is the plain beige leather two-piece. No belt was made for this suit. It was one of at least 5 similar leather suits Elvis wore during his 1974 August-September Las Vegas engagement. Apparently, these types of outfits were very popular among performers at that time. So, they may be one of the reasons why Elvis decided to try out this type of suit. So that's the first one. A fifth version of these type of leather suits. Not too many pictures of Elvis wearing this suit has surfaced, but it looks like a plain version compared to other versions. So this is 1/5 of the suits. He also introduced the mermaid beige 2 leather piece. See what I mean? They're all very similar. It was a leather 2-piece suit with a nymph on the back of the jacket. There was no belt made for this suit either. This particular suit is quite rare, as it has hardly any pictures of Elvis wearing it. Still, very many few have surfaced to this day. There it is again. See how similar it is to the first one? Well, we'll keep going. As new evidence has been brought to light recently, it turned out that the mermaid 2-piece leather suit and the leather suit with the native flowers are actually one and the same. The only problem with the name mermaid suit, though, is that the figure on the back of the jacket is not actually a mermaid, but a girl in a blue dress. So how it got to be known as the mermaid suit, we will never know. Next was the Emperor beige 2 leather piece. It was a 2-piece leather suit which had painted animal figures on it. No belt was made for this suit either. It was a suit that also had very, very little photography made of it. These were the only 2 pictures that was made of this suit. And there was also this jumpsuit was also made. His which I'm going to get into very, very soon. He was actually seeing Sheila Ryan at this time, and a suit was made for her to match Elvis's. Pretty cool, huh? The next suit that he got made was the rainfall suit. Again, very similar to the previous ones mentioned. It was a beige leather 2-piece with a rainfall effect on the shoulders. No belt was made for this suit either. And that's another picture of it right there. See, they are both so similar. It is very... They are all just so similar to each other. Just slight differences. We next had the 2-toned wine glass leather 2-piece. No belt was made for this either. This suit could also be considered as very rare. Very few pictures of Elvis wearing it on stage exist, as well as backstage. Also, some decent quality Vegas footage is floating around somewhere of this suit. You see the wine glasses there, illuminated under the lights. Then came the Mad Tiger suit. It's a white jumpsuit with a tiger design done in embroidery. There was an original belt made for this, the Mad Tiger belt. Elvis first wore this suit in Las Vegas during '74, August and September. After that, he wore it again only a handful of times during the September-October tour. He also introduced the black Spanish flower with red stones. It's a black jumpsuit with matching red-lined cape with an original Spanish flower belt. There was a counterpart for this suit, the black Spanish flower with blue and green stones, which was exactly like this one. Elvis wore it during his '73 August-September Las Vegas engagement. This suit was probably made and worn first, around the same time as its counterpart, but so far, no pictures have come to light of this suit. The final suit he showcased in this season was the Chinese dragon suit. It's a white jumpsuit with a dragon design done in embroidery. That's a pretty suit. It had a Chinese dragon belt. It was first worn during the latter part of the 1974 August-September Las Vegas engagement, and then again several times during the following tour, September-October. In 1976, when the belt buckle of the Egyptian belt broke down, Elvis replaced it with the Chinese dragon belt buckle. Elvis wore the Mad Tiger suit for closing night on September 2. Through sweat and tears, Elvis waved goodbye to the standing cheering audience in Las Vegas. He had completed his obligations and planned to return to Memphis on September 5. The Elvis album It's Midnight was recorded live at the Las Vegas Hilton, August 24, 1974, midnight show. Completed with the August 29 dinner show. Good album. If you haven't got it, well worth getting. Georgie Ann Reynolds of the Elvis Country Fan Club recalls seeing Elvis during his residencies and a moment that happened after the August 24 shows. A bored Elvis paints one of the showroom's female statues black. He begins pointing out this at every performance thereafter. She said, there was a fire that had broken out on the 26th and 27th floors where they were staying. We were evacuated, and Elvis was evacuated because he was on the 30th in his penthouse suite. Everybody in between was evacuated. Everyone's clothes ended up being covered in soot, but thankfully, we were all able to get our clothes cleaned in time for Elvis's show. It was on stage that Elvis began talking. Well, last night I came down to the showroom, but Reynolds states he never mentioned anything about a fire. Elvis continued, I didn't have anything to do, and I found some black paint over there, and I've always hated this showroom. So I got this black paint and I decided to integrate the Las Vegas Hilton showroom. Reynolds remembers how great of a job Elvis did with the statues. I remember it was the hands too. Everywhere where there was skin. He did an excellent job. After the August 29 show, the Colonel is appalled when Elvis interrupts tonight's Vegas show to put on a lengthy karate demonstration. It doesn't happen again. In 1974, Elvis had no recording sessions, and the repetitive nature of the Las Vegas shows produced noticeably boredom. The only recording was the bizarre LP Having Fun with Elvis on Stage, an album commissioned by Colonel Parker himself, a neat way through the loopholes of his meal tickets contract, and a way to sell a record of his own at concerts. The LP was so bad that RCA refused to reissue it in the US and consists of 38 minutes of Elvis between song stage banter. Almost everything he sings is done drastically different than how it's ever been done before. The versions of It's Midnight and You Gave Me a Mountain are downright frightening in their desolation. Priscilla was in the audience and she must have been beside herself. He even says, "Listen, Scylla," during It's Midnight. After Mountain, he explains that the song is not about him and Priscilla, but his rendition on this night is the most personal reading he has ever gave. When he screams, "She took my reason for living," and he does scream it, it's extremely creepy. August 30, Elvis is rambling about karate at great length. And of course, the infamous Desert Storm concert with the "I'm not strung out" rant after he suffered an apparent cold and cancelled 2 performances. A paranoid and neurotic Elvis attacks the press on stage in this show, going on a tirade saying, "From 3 different sources," ranted Elvis, "I heard that I was strung out on heroin. I've never been strung out in my life." Then Elvis explodes. "If I find or hear the individual that has said that about me," he threatened, "I'm going to break your goddamn neck, you son of a bitch." "These reports are dangerous," he emphasized, "are damaging to my daughter, to my father, to my doctor, to my friends, everyone on stage, and to my relationship with you." Then he pointed at his invisible accuser. "I will pull your goddamn tongue from the roots," he thundered. Now, during my research of this week's material, I came across the full audio of this rant. If you want to leave me a comment or a like, if you're interested in a shorter video about this, I might be able to do that during the week. But leave me a like or comment and see if I can organise that for you. We can have a discussion about it. At this engagement, Joe Esposito spotted Sheila Ryan at one of Elvis's concerts in Las Vegas and introduced her to Elvis. Sheila Ryan was an actress known for Roadhouse 1988, Shelter from the Storm 1994, and many others. She was married to James Caan. She is also the mother of Scott Caan. She was also on the cover of Playboy magazine in October 1973. They dated for almost a year. Elvis performed And I Love You So many times during his concerts and dedicated them to Sheila. Elvis hand-wrote his love note to his girlfriend and signed his initials EP in black ballpoint pen on his personal Graceland letterhead. Christmas of 74, Elvis wrote out a check to Sheila for $1,000. Now, we have here on September 4, 1974, Elvis went to the Tropicana to see Vicki Carr perform. His date for the evening was Sheila. Linda was tucked up at Graceland. This photo is of Elvis popping through the roof of the limo in Las Vegas on his way to the Tropicana. Elvis on stage with Vicki Carr at a September 4th show. And this is Elvis and Vicki Carr backstage at the Tropicana. Early Thursday, September 5, 1974. Vicki Carr had seen Elvis's Hilton show a few times during that September engagement. On the recording of that show, Elvis complimented her from the stage, plugging her booking at the Tropicana, and even reprised an entire song she'd missed because she'd come directly from the Tropicana to see him perform. On September 23, Elvis bought every available Lincoln Continental Mark IV in stock from Memphis shilling Lincoln Mercury and gave away every single car he bought. Wow. Lot of information on there, guys. A hell of a lot of information. What I am going to play for you is another rant, or not rant, but something else that happened on the night of that so-called rant. I'm going to play this, and I am going to warn you ahead of time, it does include swearing. So if you do not want to listen to the first part of the video when I play the song, just fast forward. Elvis, yes, he does actually drop the F-bomb on the stage. I had not heard of this previously. Elvis actually dropping an F-bomb on stage. I did a lot of research to try and find if it was true or if it was just rumor. Well, yes, it's true. It happened. And what I want to play is the actual footage of that F-bomb, how it happened, why it happened. I'll play you the first bit, then after he says it, we'll stop it, and I'll just give you my idea of things. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Have a listen to this.
We got lucky and ended together on that one, I think. I had a request. Somebody asked me to do American Trilogy, so we're going to do that. I love you too, sweetheart. Well, I don't take that for granted, though. I love you. Fuck you.
Okay. What I found out is the reason why Elvis dropped that F-bomb. You heard a female fan yell out, "I love you, Elvis," to which he replied, "I love you too, sweetheart." Then you hear another voice, if you listen carefully, and I will replay it, say, "I hate you, Elvis." And Elvis says, "F-bomb you." The person that yelled it out was her boyfriend, husband. The lady that screamed out, "Love you, Elvis," it was her partner. And you know, males were like that with Elvis. They didn't like Elvis paying attention to their wife or their girlfriend. He retaliated. But Elvis was quick in retaliating F-bomb. The crowd appreciated Elvis saying that. You heard their applause at the end. But I'll play it again. And like I said, there is language used in this, so if you don't wish to hear it, just forward past this language part. But I'll play the bit again. And listen out for the woman who screams out, "I love you, Elvis." He replies, "I love you, sweetheart." And then you can hear a male voice say, "I hate you, Elvis." Have a listen.
Well, we got lucky and ended together on that one, I think. I had a request. Somebody asked me to do American Trilogy, so we're going to do that. I love you too, sweetheart. Well, I don't take that for granted, though. I love you. Fuck you. Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Sing it, brother. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie. Away, away, Dixieland, I'll take my stand to live and die in Dixie. For Dixieland. Just kidding. I was born early Lord, one frosty morn. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Lonely going easy, hallelujah.
So a bit of a change from my usual ending, but let me know if you knew about Elvis F-bombing on stage. That was honestly the first time I'd heard of it. Like I said, I had to do a lot of research. I spent a lot of time digging up if he said it, when he said it, why he said it, and I happened to come across that footage. Let me know if you'd heard about it before. Is it something that I just wasn't aware of? I don't know. But I had to share it with you guys, as I do when I find out information that is interesting. So, guys, that is all for this week. I got the printer fixed. Yay! So we're ball back in business. So I will continue with the last installment of 1974 next week. And like I said, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and take care of each other, be good to each other, and I'll see you next week. Bye.